Welcome to this unit on AI, accountability and responsibility. By the end of this unit, you will be able to discuss issues of accountability and responsibility for AI for health, summarize the challenges of responsibility for AI for health, responsibility and accountability. Much of the momentum of AI is based on the notion that use of these technologies for diagnosis, care, or systems could improve clinical and institutional decision-making for healthcare. Healthcare workers have numerous cognitive biases and commit diagnostic errors. The U.S. National Academy of Sciences found that 5% of U.S. adults who seek health advice receive erroneous diagnoses, and that such errors account for 10% of all patient deaths. AI technologies could reduce inefficiency and errors, ensuring more appropriate allocation of resources if the underlying data are both accurate and representative. AI-guided decision-making also introduces several trade-offs and risks, including the displacement of human judgment and control, concerns about using AI to predict a person's health status or the evolution of disease, noting that AI produces probable but not certain knowledge. This is a major ethical challenge to humans as the center of production of knowledge, and also to the system of production of knowledge for medicine. By using AI-guided technologies, governments and companies can potentially violate human rights, undermine human dignity and autonomy, or cause tangible harm to human health and well-being. These violations may not be foreseen during development of an AI technology and may emerge only once the technology evolves in real-world use. Responsibility ensures that individuals and companies are held accountable for any adverse effects of their actions. This is necessary to maintain trust and to protect human rights. It is also important to identify the responsibilities and relative roles of stakeholders. Certain characteristics of AI technologies, however, affect notions of responsibility and accountability. For example, their lack of transparency, reliance on human input, interaction and discretion, scalability, their capacity to generate hidden insights, and the complexity of the software. We'll now look at challenges for responsibility and accountability. The control problem. The AI control problem is a challenge to assigning responsibility. The control problem is where developers and designers of AI may not be held responsible because AI-guided systems function independently of their developers, and AI systems may evolve in ways that the developer could claim were not foreseeable. This creates a responsibility gap which could place an undue burden on a victim of harm or on the clinician or healthcare worker who uses the technology but was not involved in its development or design. Assigning responsibility to the developer might provide an incentive to take all possible steps to minimize harm to the patient. Such expectations are well established for the producers of other medical technologies, including drug and vaccine manufacturers and medical device companies. The control problem will become ever more significant with the emergence of automated AI. Technology companies are making large investments in automating the programming of AI technologies, partly because of the scarcity of AI developers. Automation of AI programming through programs such as Big ML, Google Auto ML, and Data Robot might be attractive to public health institutions that wish to use AI but lack the budget to hire AI developers. While automated AI programming might be more accurate, its use might not be fair, ethical, or safe in certain situations. If the AI programming is automated, the safety checks and balances provided by the involvement of a human developer would also be automated, and the control problem is abstracted one step further away from the patient. Many hands problem. A second challenge is the many hands problem, or the traceability of harm. As the development of AI involves many agents, it is difficult, both legally and morally, to assign responsibility to one party. Involving a machine in decision-making may also discourage assignment of responsibility to the humans involved in the design, selection, and use of the technology. Dispersal of responsibility may mean that an individual is not compensated for the harm he or she suffers, the harm itself and its cause are not fully detected, the harm is not addressed, and societal trust in such technologies may be diminished if it appears that none of the developers or users of such technologies can be held responsible. Ethics guidance. A third challenge to assigning responsibility is the issuance of ethics guidance by technology companies. Ethics guidance sets out norms and standards to which the companies will comply publicly and voluntarily. Many companies have issued ethics guidance in the absence of authoritative or legally binding international standards. Depending on how they are implemented, however, ethic guidelines may be little more than ethics washing. First, the public tends to have little or no role in setting such standards. Secondly, guidelines tend to apply to the prospective behavior of companies for the technologies they design and deploy, not historic responsibility for any harm. This creates a responsibility gap, as it does not address causal responsibility or retrospective harm. Thirdly, monitoring whether companies are complying with their own guidance tends to be done internally, with little or no transparency, and without enforcement by institutions or mechanisms empowered to act independently to evaluate whether the commitments are being met. Finally, these commitments are not legally enforceable if violated. Shared responsibility and accountability. AI provides power and benefits to those who design and deploy these systems. Companies that reap benefits from AI-guided technologies should shoulder responsibility and liability for any negative consequences, especially as it is healthcare providers who will bear the immediate brunt of any psychological stress if an AI technology causes harm to a patient. Companies should also allow independent audits and oversight of enforcement of their own ethics standards to ensure that the standards are being met and corrective action is taken if a problem arises. You have now completed Unit 5 of Module 4, Ethical Challenges. In the next unit, we will look at accountability for AI-related harm.